fourth episode of the Real Talk with Claudia. This is the second take, so the first one I actually looked to see what was the name of the podcast. But we're here, and I have Jeannie with me with radiology. Why are you correcting me? I have an accent. I'm from Mexico, so I have an excuse to talk radiology. Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, that reminds me. My daughter, when she was little, she would say, and it's like November is the pumpkin patch. So in Spanish, it's calabaza. Mm-hmm. That's how you say pumpkin in Spanish. So my daughter was like 2 years old, and she was like, "Oh, let's do that calabaza." And I was like, "It's not calabaza, it's calabaza." And she's like, "Mom, I'm little and I can say calabaza." And I was like, "Okay, well then it's a calabaza." Anyway, Jeannie with Radiology Associates, and I have Leticia, really, but she's the one that likes the fancy Tisha. With First Friday, and then I have my friend Missy Trejo. She's a realtor, but right now she's just acting as my friend. We're not talking real estate, yeah. So I'm super excited to have them here on my podcast today. So as you guys remember, we had the pink party last week, and it was a really nice success. I mean, I think the balloons made it perfect. So we did it the year before we did it. So my husband was invited to the Real Men Wear Pink. And if I get a chance to dress up my husband in pink, I'm going to take it, right? So we decided for that, and I've learned a lot about everything that's happening. I actually had the pleasure to do the loan for Stephanie Sasser. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace. I was literally like floor when she came to my office the first time, because I walked into the office and she was like, "Oh, that tick 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 sound that you hear, it's me." And I'm like, okay, I didn't know her. I didn't know, you could tell by her that she was sick, but I didn't ask her anything. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I have a little, I guess, a pump that they were giving her the medicine with." What is it called?
It's probably part of her Metaport, but they probably had
Metaport. Yes. So she was getting it. She's like, "That's me, so don't freak out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she just started bursting, okay, I want to buy the house because I'm gonna die pretty soon, and and my kid, I want him to have the house. And I was just like, oh yeah, I was not prepared for that. To talk to her, so she told me about her whole, I guess,
her
journey through cancer. So I kind of learned a little bit. I remember having a paint party for her because all the expenses that they have, and it was just crazy what they had to go through. So then move forward, we were invited to the Men Wear Pink, and I was like, yeah, we need to definitely do something about this. So, I didn't know a lot about it. Then I started getting targeted, literally attack. Oh my God, it's just for research. And I think personally research is very important.
It is. We forget that research is out there for a reason. I think the reason most women were upset is because none of that funds helps us in the situation that we're going through.
Right. So, well, and at that point I was like, I told people, I said, okay, well, I'm not going to go and fight against the American Cancer Society. I'm not crazy. So I'm like, I just want to help the research and, and try to see, how we can help and make a difference. My husband and I were very big on that. So fast forward, I think there was one other client, which is crazy. You do mortgage loans and then you meet all these people. And, this client, literally, Amanda, I know that she's probably listening or hearing. It was Amanda. She literally just went off on me too and telling me that's just research, blah, 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 blah. And I almost started crying. Mm-hmm. And she left, and I literally ran into my office and called Missy.
I actually came that day.
Yeah, and I was
she was still upset. She called me afterwards, but then when I came, because we were going to discuss pink party stuff, I could see in Claudia's face she was still, she didn't understand. And I understand where Amanda was coming from, but being the person that's trying to do good, you kind of like, we threw her
So
back a
then
little bit.
I was like, explain to me, like, what's happening? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what can I fix? So then she started talking about all this. And that's where Tisha came, to the picture with Jeannie. Um, and I think what you guys do, it's amazing. So I thought, then I had to sell it to my husband because, of course, he's the one wearing pink. And I'm like, okay, we're going to change it a little bit, and you're still going to wear pink, but, we're going to change it a little bit. And he's like, what are you talking about? So sat him down, explained to him, and I said, well, we're going to target three things. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I cook dinner, so he's gonna say yes to like whatever we say. So I told him, I said, we're gonna still support point, find the cure for it. And then I said, second, we're going to do prevention. So that's when you, Tisha, come. So I want to learn, and I want the people that are going to be looking at these podcasts, because I'm telling you, First Friday is a hidden resource for people.
It is hidden. We were just doing an interview earlier, and they've been around since 1994. And when I, obviously an independent contractor, don't have insurance, part of the reason, and 70% of the people that don't get checked is because of no insurance. So by the time they get to the hospital because something is bothering them, they find out they're already at a late stage.
But that was Tisha's part.
Oh,
Missy loves to take over the microphone and
why I wished I had known about it. They are hidden.
If she would have known about it,
would have been able
I'm
to
sorry,
say-
but you do
I will
love
take
the
this whole show.
microphone. Yeah.
That is
It
no
will
joke.
be the real talk with Missy Trejo.
No, but that's what I wanted to say is, if I'd have known that, I mean, look, I took my mammogram in 2018 at 49. They've been around since 1994.
28 years.
I didn't
That's
know
crazy.
that they were there. And so that's scary that we don't have enough awareness. So I'll
Right.
go back out and let you do your thing.
So we want to learn. And first, thank you for being here with me. Like, where do you guys started? How do you started? How did these radiology associates got involved? Why not the other one that we don't like? We like both. No, I'm kidding. Everybody knows I'm kidding. But like, how come that?
I like
Yeah.
radiologists.
Yeah, she said it then. Like, she was the one that said it. I didn't say it either. So how did you guys got involved with, like, how did you guys get involved? I mean, tell us about,
Well,
teach us.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start from the beginning, the first
Yes.
question.
Okay.
Like Missy was saying, if she would have known that we gave out screening mammograms free, she could have been having it done, and we might have caught her breast cancer at stage 0, like way before
It
was
even happened,
caught.
right?
Yes. So we totally believe that early detection is key to successful treatment, and it really is. I mean, I got mine caught at stage 0 through Radiology Associates, and it was right when the 3D mammograms had only been around for a couple of years. Of course, once I went to MD Anderson and I had other testing, it turned out to be more, but at least I caught it early and got it taken care of, and I haven't had it. I'm 6-year survivor.
Yay.
Radiology Associates. I've only been involved with First Friday for maybe 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
They kind of pulled me in when our police officer, our law enforcement motorcycle club, we started raising money for them, and they kind of pulled me in and made me a member of First Friday, and now I'm the chairman of First Friday. So they just kind of grabbed me and took advantage of that. But ever since the beginning, Radiology Associates has always been in the picture. They've always been great sponsors. They've always been there for us. I don't know the reason behind why we chose them, other than the fact that they're there for us all the time, and that they sponsor us and they raise money for us, and they help when patients call them and say that they can't afford to have a mammogram. they'll give them our number, and I qualify them and send them back over there to get their free mammogram. So it's just a partnership, and it's a great partnership. We work together, and it's successful, and I really feel like we're doing really good things for women here that need help.
And together, it's to share a voice, and there's more of us talking about it, because it's not just me. I have a team of three also additional. But and then I'm also now a volunteer with First Friday, so I go to the meetings. I haven't qualified really, but I mean, I'm there
At health fairs. She knows the lingo, so she can qualify.
So it's really been just great getting the word out, like sharing far and wide, and it's I don't know, it's really cool. I feel like we even when I got to radiology 4 years ago, I feel like since then we've strengthened partnership, and it's really. There's still a lot of people who don't know about it, but I feel like we've done a better job getting the word out about it.
Doing the advertisement. So tell me why First Friday? Why the name?
Okay. Well, First Friday is an easy term to remember.
I'm going to put this one closer to you. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
It's an easy term to remember. And actually, it's the day that women should be doing their self-breast exams, where they feel and make sure there's no lumps, rashes, they need to squeeze their nipple, make sure there's no discharge. But First Friday of the month is when you're supposed to check. And we always give out little calendars, and you punch out the month so you can make sure that you don't skip a month. And we're always recommending that people come and get a new one every year.
So every first Friday of the month, girls, remember that. And guys too.
Yes, guys too.
Call your friends.
Yes.
Friday of the month.
Yeah, there's something called Breast Friends is another organization, but you have Bosoms and Buddies. I think it was a big campaign.
Should we start doing parties on the first Friday of every month?
Theo wants to. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, that was not like that was another thing that we're not going to talk about. But that was like weird.
About that, though, because if Theo does want to do it, we're not doing any mammograms there. But what she took the mic away. Did you see how she?
No, I know because she was talking about it. I do want you to talk about. No,
talk no more.
I'm gonna buy another microphone just for you.
We did talk about that. If Theo's really serious about doing something the first Friday of every month, we should do it as a sign up, because the women still have to sign up and get qualified. So we
for the free mammogram. Yeah.
So
but
that would be a great place.
It's a great place too, because a lot of the women that cannot afford it have never been to Cats 21. And
right.
So they're going to be all excited. Hey, I can go over there,
and
sign up for a free
and get a drink or something. Right.
So I think it actually might be successful. I think we should try it out.
I think
at
I
least
just
every
got
other month.
Like scare out the way that he presented. Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know.
It
about
was
that,
creepy, but we did talk about it afterwards.
I'm going to talk to his manager. He told me to talk to his manager and
then
figure
see
out the
how
logistics and everything. But I think it might be good.
So what we're learning here is first Friday of the month, girls should do the feel out the boob to see if you don't find anything. Yes. I actually I had a crazy scare with one of my kids, and it was all good, and I'm not gonna say which one, so they won't both, because they're gonna get mad if I say like, but one of them, one day she said, Mom, I feel like a little lump, and I was like, oh, my world just fell off. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I've been very close with Missy, and I was just like, oh my God. So I remember I ran to Radiology Associates, and it was done like right there and then, like super fast. And I think the tech kind of like saw that I was like freaking out. Like, I think I was already crying before like they even told me anything. I was just like, and I was trying to like keep it all together for my daughter, and the tech told me, he's like, I'm not supposed to tell you, but it's all good. Like, it's like fine. Like, you know, like, no, she was like, she didn't really like told me anything. Like, the doctor is going to talk to you. And then they brought another person. But what I'm trying to say is they were very empathetic. the empathy right there of like, they kind of like seeing what you're going through and the fear, I guess, I mean, she was 15 at the time, 16, that you're like, oh my God. I mean, you hear all these horror stories and, you don't want to do that.
It might have been a hidden blessing because now your daughter is aware of her
Oh,
body
yeah.
and she'll check herself more. And if something does happen, she may be able to catch it
way early.
Yes.
Right. And I mean, that's very important. So that was a very big piece of what I was trying to do with the pink party. I mean, yes, research is great and all that, but at the same time, like prevention. So you guys are on the prevention side. So tell me a little bit about how much does it cost First Friday to do the free mammogram?
Well, Radiology Associates gives us a good deal. So we pay $75 for each client that we refer to them.
Okay.
So we send them over there, and then every month they bill us, and then we pay from our donations that we get. We pay for.
What do
our
you
bills.
guys normally charge for the mammogram?
It's $100.
Okay, so you do a $25. Okay, and it's a 3D.
Very,
Which is
affordable.
big.
I tell
Yes.
everybody, don't come to us. Before you come to us, if you don't come to us, just always ask, am I getting a 3D? Some
Okay.
people or some places give you both. We only do
3D.
Yeah, they keep their 2D because they don't want to invest in a 3D, and so half the patients that they see are getting 2D, and they don't even realize
And
it.
in fact, we actually had a mammo bus come to Corpus, an outlying area that was offering 2D mammos to the residents of Corpus. And it's such a disservice that
Well, if we have already the 3D here in
Right,
place
right.
to do it.
but
Well, and that's the whole thing about trying to stay local is, the community, when what you and Moses did is educate locally. So they're here and they have 3D. And if you don't have insurance or you're underinsured, and if you can't meet your deductible in some cases,
Yeah, sometimes people have like $1,000 deductible,
Mhm.
or and they just can't get to that point because besides having their mammogram, they're healthy. A lot of times, though, they should call their insurance because since it is preventative, sometimes it's in a different tier and it is covered 100%.
Too.
So it doesn't go towards the deductible. So really, they need to just call and know their insurance and know their plan.
So, and that's great that you guys are. I mean, it's a 3D, $75. You don't have to pay anything, so they have to go and get kind of like a pre-approval.
Yes, they have to be between 35 and 64 also.
35 to 64, and it's prevention.
Yes, it's a screening mammogram, so they can't have any lumps or rash or.
It's
they
just
can't have
like
any
before.
symptoms.
I mean,
Yes,
but that's just
this-
something that everybody. So now they moved that up from what was it, like 40 years
Mhm.
before to 35.
Well,
'Cause
think
I
it's
remember
still
it was-
40 for most places, but
You do it at
We
35.
start at 35.
Okay.
well, and there's women that are younger that are getting it. Like
And they
Stephanie
should.
Susser, who was 34, 32 when she got diagnosed, and then
Oh wow. Yeah, she was super
Sarah, you
young.
met
She had
her
the
the other
baby.
night. She was
young.
stage 4, and
Any
she's
woman.
33.
To do it.
Yeah, any woman that has a history in their family, especially immediate family,
Mhm.
they should definitely let their
Do it
doctor know.
before.
And their doctors can usually write down that they have history, and the insurance will let them if they have insurance. Or if they don't have insurance, call us if you're 35, and we'll start it. But I mean, you can be any age; it can touch anybody.
Right. I mean, there's none. So I have a special guest that he just showed up. So we wanted to share with you guys that we'll come first, and then you'll get that, so they can see you on the camera. You can say hi. You have to say hi over here.
Podcast world. Hello, podcast world.
Yeah.
That's right.
The husband in pink. Yeah, I told him you agreed to split the funds and everything because if not, you won't get dinner. So we wanted to share. I told him he had to come from across the office to be on the podcast because I wanted to share with you guys that we finally count all the funds and we raised about $7,280 at the party.
That is awesome.
So our goal was to do $7,500 so that we could do 3 $2,500 donations. Now with the $2,500 donation that we're gonna do to First Friday, you guys are gonna be able to help about 33 women get their free mammogram.
That is amazing. Thank you so much.
So
I know,
we're
that is
very,
so
very
awesome.
excited.
Thank you.
So how you want to go and get the check so you can give it to them and we can take a picture?
Like for real, I think I'm gonna cry.
It's awesome. It's so
Yeah.
exciting.
He is.
Hold one side.
Get this way.
Can you see?
Well, you can stand up. Super cool.
Oh.
I'll take a picture. Come closer a bit. Yay!
Oh my
Thank
God!
you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys.
To them?
Just want to thank everybody for all the education. Real Men Wear Pink, especially, but also First Friday and Breast Friends, the local groups in town. And there's just so many different aspects of breast cancer, all types of cancer, but this month is breast cancer awareness. And we're very proud to wear pink. And next year, the pink party will be bigger and better because that's Claudia's motto, to always do it bigger and better. But it's just great, all three organizations in different fashions and forms, just bringing out the awareness, parts of research, and then obviously parts of the actual curing process and finding process. So it's great what y'all do.
Thank
So
you.
we
What
appreciate
you
it.
guys did for us.
There's no
That's
doubt.
amazing.
Exactly.
I mean, we always say October for breast cancer, but this is all year long. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
an everyday
Problem,
One
yeah.
in 8 women get diagnosed in a lifetime. Every 3 minutes, a woman is getting diagnosed with some sort of stage, and it's the second leading killer for women. Like it is. It's the largest killer for women. Secondly.
Can I share some? Can I say
Yes,
something else?
yes.
First Friday is always looking for new members and volunteers, and luckily, Missy is one of our new members, and she is a great advocate. And hopefully, Claudia will be showing up to the meetings too.
Yes.
But if anyone is interested in becoming a member and helping and volunteering, please go to our Facebook page, which is First Friday Breast Cancer Awareness.
Awesome. Okay, well, very happy that we got to do this and that we met you. We're gonna have the pink party. We're actually gonna do some fun stuff for next year. And just to again report, we were able to donate $2,500 to First Friday, $2,500 to Breast Friends, and $2,500 to Real Men Wear Pink. So we fulfill our commitment, and then next year hopefully more people will come to a pink party so that we can help even more people. Like I will have a challenge to do double for next year and maybe help about 66 girls, and then just keep going from there. Awesome. So you have to raise $5,000, which means you're gonna
I
have
need
to
to get
work.
back to work. Y'all
Yeah.
have a great I gotta start working. for next year.
She said she was going to put you in brand new pink suits every day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that. Thank
Thank
y'all. Y'all have a
you.
great day.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Moses.
So, well, then that's great that you started to. When do you guys meet on your meetings?
We normally meet the first Tuesday of every month, but November we're going to meet on the 8th, and it's at the Cancer Center at 12 noon.
Okay. Okay.
In the what is that room called? Conference room. What is that room called? Yeah,
Okay,
in
at the conference room. Will you remind me? You send
I'll
me
remind
that.
you. I'll be going to that one.
I think it's very important. Like I said, I have daughters. I've been blessed not to have anybody like in my immediate family, being, affected by it. I definitely, this is something that I took up on myself because of her. And I know how, everything that she has gone through. I do have to say, when I met her, like, she was really mean to me. And I've always said, I say it all the time because I remind her so that she can be nice to me now. And then we like,
You know,
we
Christy's
cannot
watching
close.
this. She's gonna say I was a mean girl to her too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, were you mean? Just
She was always
Like
nice
that?
to me. So.
I think she's just blunt.
I'm blunt, and people.
no. She was mean. Like, no. Let's not try to excuse her. she's a good
Did I
friend
push you
now.
downstairs or something? Did I don't remember?
But okay, so just to finish, thank you
I
again
love
for
her.
coming here,
Thank
and
you,
I
thank
hope
you.
that with the years we can make it better and we can get more support. So to end the show, so this week, go ahead.
Sorry. One thing that I do think is really important to note is that Breast Friends and First Friday run completely and solely on donations.
Okay, yes. Tell me, why is that important?
Very important.
What?
Because without those donations, they can't operate. They can't provide free mammograms. They can't provide the prosthetics.
And the shirts that you guys do are proceeds that go.
100%.
The ones that-
So every year, Radiology Associates designs a T-shirt that we sell to. It used to be just doctors' offices, but now it's turned into
Yeah,
local
can you show the
businesses
shirt?
like
Here's the
Home
shirt.
Yeah.
RBFCU bought a whole bunch. So anyway,
So those shirts were donations to who?
those shirts, 100% of the proceeds go to two local nonprofits, First Friday, and also
Okay,
Breast Friends.
cool.
So just putting that out there to clarify things, because 100% we do that strictly for local. We're a
Local.
business that wants to help local.
I think it's just very important, and again, I mean, yes, it's true. I mean, I haven't, and I mean, it tells you this because I'm very familiar normally with, like, where can I donate, where can I do this, where can I do that. I had never heard about First Friday, and that tells you it's not that you're doing a poor job promoting it. It's just you're not spending the dollars on marketing or doing all these
And we
crazy
don't have the
campaigns or
money for-
anything.
We don't
Right.
have the money for marketing or anything.
So
We don't-
you're utilizing your funds to actually just help people. And there's a lot of contractors. There's a lot of people that don't have health insurance. Like, health insurance is expensive. And this is just something that you can prevent, even spend more money after the fact.
Right.
Like, if you catch it early, it might just be, you might be in a better spot than actually,
Well, and
later.
A lot of women don't know. Like in my case, the fear of, I think the first, because that's how I got the pamphlet from Jeannie, because she had started working at Radiology Associates. We've been friends forever. But when I found out I had cancer, I paid about $4,500 up front out of pocket. And all I kept thinking about was, how the heck am I going to take care of my chemo and everything else? Which was, sorry, I'm going to cry. That's a hard thing to do when you don't have insurance and you know that you're at a stage that's literally going to take your life without that chemo. But luckily, there's another organization that a lot of people don't know about locally, which is South Texas Planning and Family Planning.
Family planning.
And I thought that was just birth control. Well, in the South Texas area, Medicaid, if you get diagnosed with cervical or breast cancer and you don't have insurance, they will qualify you to get emergency Medicaid.
funds.
So
Yes.
I got insurance, thankfully, because she handed me the pamphlet to go when I was crying, and I didn't know anything about that either. And so if a woman goes and they're not insured and they find out that they do have something, I don't want them to fear that they're just going to be left on the corner and there's nothing else we can do. There are local nonprofits and programs here that will help these women in this community.
I actually had someone call yesterday, and she was at our mammogram drive. She had an abnormal mammogram, and so she was just calling me to let me know, and to let me know that, I told her, I said, well, you need to call Family Planning, and they're like, actually, they just called me. They are the ones that told me that my mammogram was off,
abnormal.
and they're going to set me up with their breast and cervical cancer side, which that's
That's the Medicaid or the Medicare that takes care of it, Superior.
so I left it. I mean, I don't want to hear of anyone having cancer or having an issue, but it makes my heart, like, I don't know, appreciate that these women had it done and found it,
Right.
Had we not had the resources to get the mammogram that day, or the resources to have the mammogram drive, it could have gone on for how long.
And then you don't find out until it's too
So,
late. It's too late.
again,
Yeah.
They run completely on donations, and without, you know, the donations, she wouldn't have.
So how many girls would you say that you help, or guys for that means? Because I mean, that's another thing. I mean, we like forget for the fact that, I mean, men get breast cancer too.
Yes.
How many persons do you help per year?
Well,
More or less, like
I
just
would
like
say
tentative.
Probably 700, 750 maybe. It varies. Some months we have 70 people, that 70, 80, 100 people that we refer, and other months there's 40. So it just varies. And I wish we knew the numbers of people that came back that they actually found something, but because of HIPAA,
You can't
we
do
don't
it.
know. We only find out when someone lets us know, which
To do it.
and I still don't save their names or anything. I just keep their number as
Yeah.
knowing that we helped, that.
So, so again, very important. If you guys want to donate, I think it's very important to keep it local. Again, I think the way that Moses and I did it, we're thinking on a bigger picture. Research is important. I'm not taking away from that. It's very important that we research and find the cure for breast cancer or cancer overall. But I think is way, I don't want to say more important, but as important, even maybe a little bit more, for the prevention of, like, to find it earlier, because then at that point, then you don't need really the solution, right? I mean, we need to be as just human beings. It's like everything. I mean, you get scared to go to the doctor. Oh, what are they gonna tell me? Like, I mean, there's something wrong with me, so you don't want to just do it. So please, first Friday, check yourself. You find something weird, just go. If you have insurance, go directly to radiology, email to the doctor so that you can get the order. I know I'm like the problem patient, because I just jump everybody. I'm just like, I need these done right now, and they're like, I'm like, I'll call the doctor right now.
How the techs over at your place are real, nice. I already know her.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was probably, I want this now.
And I needed to know. I need to know, what are you
There's
looking
two
at?
of
I'm like
okay.
looking at it. Like, what is that? Yeah,
Ma'am.
absolutely, 100%. That's not true. I'm not like that at all. But she's
That's the mean girl in me, I
she's
guess.
she's just mad because I took the mic away from her.
did.
So to close up, like, this has been great. And again, I'm looking forward to working with you guys next year. Again, I have a lot of like ideas already. My husband gets scared every time that I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this. And he's like, oh, okay, how much is going to be the check for? I do want to also clarify that the pink party, we pay for the pink party.
Yes.
So all of you guys that went to a pink party and bought the entrance ticket or bought a item from the silent auction, everything went to what we're doing here. I was telling her that I was laughing because then we went on a trip on that Sunday afterwards, and I posted it. And I'm like, I don't want people to think I spent the money from the pink party to go to, like, I'm like, I went on a,
New York.
I'm like,
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
No, all the money went to that. So just to close up, yeah, I said it right? Right. The podcast. So what is because it's Halloween weekend.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys are going to dress up or not. But what is the one costume that you guys remember from when you were little or older or whatever, that you guys are like, oh my God, I was so excited. I loved it. Like your favorite Halloween costume. Go.
Probably wasn't my favorite, but I remember going to Kroger's with my mom and buying the plastic mask, little full plastic witch dress that tied on to the back. It's probably hard. But that's what I remember. Like, oh, you were.
How did you breathe out of those? How did you breathe out of the little nose?
No, they had the whole like to
I
like
know,
brand.
but it was like they were so tiny.
What about you, Tisha?
It was probably like in middle school or high school, my mom used to have my sisters and I all dressed up in like velvet dresses. Like she would get old velvet dresses from like resale shops, and then we'd walk around like looking like, I guess, a zombie, or not a zombie, but I guess, I don't know, a vampire or some dead person. But she had these big gold candelabras, and we'd walk around with the candle.
Oh my
on.
God.
And she would make us do creepy stuff like that all the time. And we'd have haunted houses at the house and everything. So Halloween was fun.
What about you, Missy?
Well, I was adopted, so my childhood was probably not filled with Halloween costumes. However, I do remember I wanted to be Carrie, and I wanted to have a dress with a bunch of blood. And because my real mother was not into Halloween, I got a sheet and I cut a hole and I made arms out of it, so it'd be like a dress. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, and I got ketchup and like
Put it on. There you go. So it was
and I ended up being
DIY.
Carrie, but I think everybody thought I was a bloody ghost. It was my Carrie. I was very proud. I think that's when I knew I was creative in my own creative way.
Well, my favorite actually was I was 1 year. We always do costumes here at the office until I actually got a band because I love tutus. And all the girls here are like, are we done with the tutus? But that year we did the emojis. So we actually, so we did. I made the shirts for everybody. So they had to pick the emoji that they wanted. So we had like yellow shirts with black tutus and things. So that was like my favorite one.
So what emoji were you?
I was the one with the glasses.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, the black glasses because I always have black
The nerd,
glasses.
was
So.
it the nerd one or the cool one? The
No,
sunglasses or
the
nerd one?
sunglasses,
Oh, yeah.
the black ones. Yeah, so I'll post a picture with the podcast so that you guys can see that. Well, thank you again. Have a safe Halloween weekend, and we'll see you next week. We'll post what is it about? I don't know. It's a surprise person that is gonna come to a podcast. That means I don't know yet who's gonna come to a podcast, but it's gonna be surprise. Someone will be here. Yeah. No. Thank you.
Bye.